course, we don't see any of them right there. Alyson, Hannigan, good morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Michelle has come a long way, baby, to coin a phrase, hasn't she?
She has.
I mean, from band camp to now walking down the aisle, you happy with the progression of her character?
I'm thrilled. First of all, I thought she was sort of the one-shot deal where they had talked about a second movie, and I was convinced that Michelle wouldn't be a part of it because she sort of exited at the end of the first movie, and I was like, well, that was fun.
So take me back. At what time did you realize, after doing American Pie, that all of a sudden this thing had legs?
Well, the first movie just came out and exceeded everyone's expectations, and then people were talking about a sequel, and then I got the script, and Michelle was still a very big part of it, and I was thrilled, and I really enjoyed the script. And here we are.
How do you think the audience is going to do with this? Because a lot of these people start out, let's say they're 17 when the first one came out, they're 21 now. They're not getting married yet, most of them.
Right.
So how are they going to identify with Jim and Michelle getting married?
I think people are going to root for them to get married because it's such a sweet relationship, and they're both so sort of traumatizingly odd that I think they just deserve each other. It's just they're just so perfect for one another.
Clearly, what has been a strength of the series is the sexual innuendo that runs in and out of some of these sometimes raunchy scenes.
Very.
But oftentimes nice, clean, wholesome sexual innuendo scenes. Let's take a look at when Jim is trying to propose marriage to Michelle.
Okay.
Well, Michelle, we did it. Happy graduation. Living at my parents' house, that's a temporary thing. We've been going out for, 3 years?
You're not, getting bored with things, are you?
Michelle, I'm going to ask you something that I've never asked you before.
Is it kinky?
I don't think so. No.
You don't have to be embarrassed if you want to add more spiciness to our relationship.
She clearly doesn't get it. Do you think...
It just goes downhill from there.
Exactly. That's not one of the sexiest scenes in here where we aren't going to talk about them on morning television.
Right.
Did you ever get concerned as this went from American Pie to American Pie 2 to American Wedding that the writers pushed the envelope a little too far?
Well, I think that our fans expect it, and you sort of do have to raise the bar. And the thing with these movies is there's so much heart to them that even though
They're not dirty movies.
Well, there's of dirt to them and raunchiness, but you genuinely care about these characters and you root for them, and they're just trying to do the right thing. They're just a little clumsy.
In this one, you get to act with more of the other characters
Yes.
in the movie. And in the first couple, it was you and Jim in most of the scenes together.
Exactly.
Or you and Jason, actually. And in this one, you're with a lot more of the actors. How does that
Yes.
work for you?
Oh, it was wonderful. I got to have my first scene with Eugene Levy, and it was just the most thrilling moment of my career.
Here's from Best in Show. I still laugh at when I even think of him in that.
He's just brilliant.
Let me ask you about your future, because you've done a lot of other things, but you've also been acting since you were like 4 years old in commercials and other movies. There's a lot of talk about you right now. There was one of the local papers in New York this morning talking about that you are a very hot commodity, especially when it comes to television sitcoms right now.
Well, here's hoping.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. What's the process been like so far?
Well, it's a lot of sort of meeting with people and sort of just trying to find the right team, I guess. But yeah, it's.
When did this start? When Buffy the Vampire Slayer announced it was going to go off?
Right.
Did they approach you, or did you kind of go out seeking these things?
Yeah, no, I actively put interest out there. I said that this is something I'm really excited about doing, and I'm meeting amazing people, and hopefully something will come to.
And you're probably being modest right now, because according to the paper and some of the other things, I tell you, from what I understand, all networks are showing interest in developing some kind of sitcom.
Matt, would
around.
you like to be my agent?
No, I'm serious, which is
really good.
which is very flattering, and it's interesting because they're coming to you and saying, do a sitcom for us, and then they have to come up with an idea. Have any of the ideas you've heard sounded promising to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm obsessed with great writing, because I think that's just crucial to anything. And I've been spoiled, because Buffy was amazing writing, and these movies I love. Adam Hers, the screenwriter, is just hilarious. So
what would be the ideal role for you in a sitcom? What would you play?
Oh my gosh. You know, see, I don't know.
I'm trying to
There's
give the people at NBC a hint as to what to offer you here.
Oh gosh, you know, it's very, I don't know, and I don't want to jinx things. Like, I'm a big sort of, don't talk about it till it's in the can. Like, I'm not sure I'm actually in this movie. Because it's not out yet, so they could still edit me out.
You're in the movie, and I want to wish you the best of luck with it. And hopefully we'll get to work with you here at NBC, and
That'd
if
be
not,
great.
then we'll just never talk about you again.
Oh.
It's nice to have you here. American Wedding opens in theaters